Hey guys, JP here with PC Goblin again to show you another video to help you out with your Mac. In this video I'm going to show you a couple of little tips and tricks to help keep your Mac a bit more organized and help you find out where your space is at inside your system so that your hard drive doesn't get full, and if it does, it'll help you find out what's making it full so you can go in and take care of the files that are taking up all the space on your hard drive. So to start out, we're going to open up a Finder window, and to do this we click on the Finder face down in your dock, or we can just hit Command N on your keyboard and that'll open up a new window for us. Or if we go up to the File window or File tab up at the very top of your system, you can choose New Finder window. And once this opens it up, it'll take us to this screen. Now on this screen, I've got it set to come up to a list view. This is my preferred method of viewing it, my Finder windows on my Mac. And the reason for this is it lets me see several different things that are going on with the items inside this folder. So in this folder I can see the kind, and at this point I've got all folders. And if I had a different file in here, so let's create a new file just real quick, just so you can see. So nothing in it, but we'll save it. And we'll save it to my user folder where we're looking at. So now I have an RTF document and then folders. So if I was just trying to find the RTF document inside this, I could sort by kind. I can click it multiple times to choose how it's going to sort it. So here I've got it down at the bottom, the RTF document. Boom, I can open up, do what I want. And then the next column over that I've got is size. This is extremely important to me because it always lets me know how big a file is or how big a folder is so that I know how much space it's taking up on my system. So if I sort by size, it's going to sort the different folders by the biggest the biggest capacity down to the smallest. And then if I click it again, it's going to do the opposite. So the smallest to the largest. And then I can choose it by date modified, and date modified is important so that you know the last time anything happened to this document or this folder. So the last time anything happened to my music folder was today at 10:03 p.m. And this just means anytime it was opened and had anything modified in it. So pictures, I know nothing's happened to my pictures folder since yesterday. So if I suddenly had space jump up in my system, and this said yesterday, and these said today, it may possibly be, it's probably not this yesterday, it's probably something inside the today. And then I can start sorting by size to see how big, or see the biggest offender, and then go into that and keep searching into it. And then most of the time Macs are not enabled to start showing you the size of the folders. Even if you choose the list view, it doesn't necessarily calculate the sizes. So what I like to do is click on the very top level of my computer, make sure it's the list view, and then I hit Command J to bring up my view menu, and then I can choose to have all the folders be open, always open in list, or not all the folders, but every Finder window always open up in list view. I can choose to sort by name. I always leave this alone because the default I think is great. You can choose the text size of the font that's going on inside the folder. So, whoa. I accidentally clicked on my desktop, so it started showing me the menu for my desktop. But we're not trying to edit my desktop. We're trying to edit this Finder. You can choose to use large icons, small icons. We change the text. We can make it bigger so it's easier to read. I like the standard 12-point font, makes it easy. You can choose to have different or more columns inside there or less. I always just leave the standard on this, but you may find the other ones helpful. And then finally, we always want to check calculate all sizes and then use as defaults. And what this is going to do is from the very top level of your computer down into every single folder, down through all your file system, it's going to use these as the defaults. So if you're to open up a folder from some other point in it, it's automatically going to open up to a list view, and it's going to show you the sizes or calculate the sizes so that you can start seeing what's taking up the space. Now, another feature that's been hidden that used to be standard inside of OS 10 is the path bar. Actually, excuse me, the path bar wasn't standard, but you could always enable it. What I was thinking of is the status bar. The status bar used to be standard inside of OS 10. It's a beautiful thing, and the status bar is so beautiful because it always let you know how many items were inside the folder or the Finder window that you were looking at. And another great feature to use along with the status bar is the path bar. And the path bar is great because it lets you know where you're at inside of your system. So right here, we know we're at the very top level of my system. And then as I start diving into it, so we'll go into Macintosh HD, we now know I'm in the Macintosh HD. And then if I go inside of users, I'm in the users folder. And then if I want to go into my user folder, I click on creator, and now I know I'm in creator. So Macintosh HD, users, creator is the level I'm into my system. Now I'm going to back out to my Macintosh HD by just clicking on my Macintosh HD. And this lets me know that on the top level of my Macintosh HD, I've got 4 items, so I've got these 4 folders, and then I know how much space I have left on my Macintosh HD. So right now I have 292.84 gigs available on it. So if I needed to add or free up space, so say this had 10 gigs. At this point, with the items that we've enabled on our system, we can now help determine what's going on. So if I click on users, I can go into it, and the size is going to calculate. Sometimes it takes a while, but just to make sure that it's enabled, I'm going to hit Command J. Yep, calculate all sizes. And eventually this will populate. I'm going to guess, well, since I am creator, I'm going to go into creator. And now I can see what's taking up space on it. So 28.66 gigs inside of movies. I've got 22 gigs on my desktop, or in my desktop folder. This obviously the same thing. So that doesn't show much. Now I want to show you something else that's been hidden from us inside of in the newer versions of OS 10 as well. So if we hit view, or sorry, not view, if we hit Command J, we can choose to show our library folder. And then once again, I like to make this as use as defaults because I want to always show the library folder. And right here, we now have our library folder, and we can see that it is the 3rd biggest folder inside my creator folder. And it's taking up 457.3 megs. And the reason it's important to have this shown is you may look at your user folder and see that all this space doesn't add up to what you're losing, or to the amount of space that you have left out of your hard drive. So I've got a 750 gig hard drive for my Macintosh HD. That's the 292.79 gigs available. So I've only got roughly 300 gigs available out of my 750 gigs. So it's possible that if I come into my user folder and I'm only going to see 30 gigs inside my movies and my desktop taking up 22 gigs, it may be very possible that something is hiding inside my library folder taking up a ton of space. So maybe I've got something in my library folder taking up 400 gigs. That's obviously not the case here, but it's just an example. And at this point, if you were trying to find out what was taking up space, you'd need to spend a bit more time, wait for all these to calculate like we just did, and then start diving into every single one to find out what's taking up the space. So In this video, just to summarize, we showed how to see the size of an individual folder or file inside a Finder. We showed how to present it in the list view and the benefits of showing it in the list view. We showed how to bring up the status menu of the Finder menu or Finder window right here so we can see where we're at inside of our system. It's extremely important to know where we're at inside of a computer. And then finally, we can bring up the status bar so we can see how much space we have left on our system so that we can prevent running out of space on our system before it's a problem. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it. If you have any comments or questions about anything I showed, please leave a comment below. And if you want to see more of my content, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks.